Hey everyone, what's up? It's me, Center, and I am here today to tell you about one last ghost story. If you guys don't know, I'm a professional drummer, and I drum for a living. I make a profession out of it, blah 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 blah. So, a couple years ago, me and my bandmates, we had a rehearsal room in Astoria, Queens, and basically it's a lockout, so that means you get a key. There's a front door to the building, and it's 24-hour cameras on, so people can see who's coming and going, type of stuff. And we had a lockout basically, so we had a room. So fortunately, a couple years ago, I lost my home. It was foreclosed on. My father passed away, who was living with me. My brother was away in the military, who was living with me as I was living with him as well. And shit just went south, and I just had no place to live besides like this house that was getting foreclosed on. So they took the lights, they took the light meter, so I had no lights. I still had water at the time, but I was basically living out of my rehearsal studio because there was a bathroom. I was showering at home, but I was going to my rehearsal studio at night to like chill out and recharge batteries and do stuff like that, like my phone and other stuff. And I even did some editing there with my laptop. So this takes place inside of my rehearsal studio. So I found out that prior to us getting there, that I guess even before the building was actually a rehearsal studio or whatnot. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my dogs. So there was a fire, and the place used to be a bowling alley. So I don't remember how far back the fire was or when they reconstructed the place, but this place went from a bowling alley that was on fire to a rehearsal studio. So one day, one of these nights when I was there, it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. I was up all night. I was just charging my batteries and doing some like editing, and I got hungry, so I left the facility, went outside, up to the street, went across the street, found a place that made sandwiches, got a sandwich, got something to drink, and came back to the studio. Usually at that time, there was no one there, except for like, if there was someone like me, who was like me in a place like that, we were the only people who were there. So, early morning, late night, whatever you want to call it. So I get inside the room, and I'm editing for one of my documentaries. And I start eating, and then I felt like something was like behind me, like standing like over my shoulder. So I took a quick glance, and I saw a woman. I know it sounds like I'm flipping out, doing too many drugs or something, but I saw a woman. I looked her up and down. She seemed like she was wearing something that looked like Mary Jane's, something that looked like a sundress. But when I got to her face, her jaw was extended. Like, it was just like super wide, like unnormally wide. No human who was living could have a jaw so wide, and the eyes are kind of like, not bulging out, but they were pretty wide, and they were staring at my screen. And I was just like, I turned away, and I was like, okay, I must be like tripping. Shit must be like, I must be fucking losing my mind. But then I looked back, and she was still there. And I was like, I gotta be fucking just off my shit. So, I was eating, like, I was in the midst of eating, so I asked her, like, what's her name? And the name I got was either Sherry or Terry. I couldn't get a real lock on it. And then she goes, I'm so hungry. And I was like, oh my god. Sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but I like offered her food, but she didn't respond. And then when I looked back for the third time, she wasn't there anymore. So, needless to say, I was pretty much just freaked the fuck out, and I was hoping that I would actually see her again so I could like solidify that I wasn't so much crazy. And that was pretty much it. The night, I stayed there for maybe like another half hour, maybe 45 minutes, and that basically was the time to like power down on my stuff, like my hard drives and my computers, and pack my shit up and call a cab and get the fuck out of there. So later on, I asked people who are in the facility, like other bands and the owner, if they've ever experienced anything paranormal, but they never really said that they have, besides like voices or like just weird noises during the night or stuff like that. So that's it. That's my story. I know it's short, but it was pretty, I don't know, for me it was intense at the time. I think I saw what I saw, and I don't know why I would see such a thing if whatever, my imagination is running wild. So that's pretty much it. I know it was a short, not so great video, but I'm just out here with the cast of Dot's World. We're just enjoying the last summer days, and yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I have other videos you could check out, paranormal videos. I'm going to be doing videos on films and stuff soon, and Dot's World is also on there, so you can see my pups and their crazy little lives. Thanks. Boop. Cut.